All right. Should be up and running. If we're not, I'm gonna be very disappointed. We'll put it that way. 4 viewers waiting. 1 like in. We appear to be live and in living color, if you will. Chat is successfully connected. We are good. If somebody in the chat would kindly give me a confirmation that you are seeing and hearing my voice, that would be, like a seeing the action and hearing my voice. That would be appreciated. But I think everything should be according to plan. Let me pull up the YouTube. Pulling up the YouTubes. Thank you. All right. We're looking good. There will be a minimal commentary portion for the free practice here because I am eating. And I imagine you guys do not want to see me eat or hear me eat. So I will mute the microphone for that particular portion. Also, generally speaking, I'm not even live at this point. Normally, I go live in the qualifying and give you guys the championship rundown and all that jazz. Please let me know if there's any problems with the video or with the audio right now. Those who do not know, last week I was not live because my computer decided to develop this kind of weird network problem, and it needed to be reset all the way. So that was not good. That was not ideal. And as a result, obviously that put me down for a little bit. Had to do the reset, had to do the reinstall everything. So everything is kind of coming from scratch right now. So if there's anything that hasn't been quite set up properly, please let me know and we can handle that. Also, if there's any kind of like stuttering in the video, I am seeing a little bit of stuttering on the preview screen. Let me know if that's coming through. I could try and adjust as needed on that matter. And obviously kill any background processes that are currently making that happen. Pull up the live feed here. I will, of course, mute it. Racing Academy. We should be live. Imola server. Thank you. Give me the mute on the stream. That way I don't double. There is some chop. Let me see here. Okay, the chop seems to have settled down. Interesting that I pull up a YouTube video and the chop stops. That's a little bit weird. How we doing here? CPU is quite high. Is there anything I can terminate to make that better? I could kill... yeah, this is the problem. I can't kill Google Chrome. Just a second. I do have a couple of things I can kill here just to hopefully get the memory down, not the memory, but the CPU load down a little bit, and we'll have some slightly smoother viewing here. So we need to make a note of that. We need to make a note of that. And we need to make a note of that. With those notes made, I can close this. Thank you. I can close this. And alright, that brought the load down a little bit. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Just getting rid of really whatever I can here to lessen the load on the system. Apologies for... See, this is the problem with streaming. In a lot of ways, is at some point you just got to go live, and you may or may not have a good time. You may or may not discover that there is actually some problems. There is one other thing I could possibly kill here. Hang on. Have I lost connection? Lost connection to server? Confusing. Oh, restart. Okay. Problem is on server end, not on my end. Great, excellent. Okay, while I'm at it, I'm going to just try and peel off a couple other things here. Yeah, restarting due to entry list. We are delayed for the moment. Let me continue my quest to murder anything I possibly can here that is getting in the way of me and absolute glory as a streamer. Looking for anything that has CPU load that needs to perhaps die. That isn't actually doing anything right this second. For example, I do see that my Luna is running in the background, and it shouldn't be. Thank you. Go away. It's good. That's not going to buy me much, but that's a little bit. Anything unnecessary must die. Okay, so we got that down to about 60% CPU usage. That should be sufficient. All right. How we doing, chat? We're just killing time here until the server comes back up. And it's up. Let's get back in there. Also, let me know if you want anything on the stream moved around. Obviously, I had to remake the little overlay for the icons and stuff. So, if there's anything that's like a little bit meh, feel free to let me know. And I can move it back. We are back. I just need to reconnect the ACC race controller. Here for a moment. ACC race control. Start, please. Do not boot on my main screen. Why does it never remember? And this was a long time problem that I want it over here. I desire it over here. Is that too much to ask? Okay. Should be ready to go. If there's anybody you want me in particular to follow, please let me know. Right now, we're going to rock on Thomas Hagen here. Just because he's the first one out of the pits. And, you know, we'll let him handle things for us for a moment. So we are here at Imola, which is the site of a lot of good racing and a lot of hilarity back in the day. If anyone ever played the EA Sports, like F1 games back in the early 2000s, I'm thinking of specifically like 2000 to like 2002, when they first got the contract. And, open. Damn it, thank you. Basically the deal was that, you know, they were kind of new to like getting racing AI to work and everything. And this was back in the days when Imola had Variante Bassa still. And The AI could not handle Variante Bassa, which was a chicane at the end of the lap, and they would all just crash. You would get a pileup of carbon fiber and F1 cars that had just smashed into each other at Variante Bassa. And it was kind of hilarious because you could set it on like the maximum difficulty, qualify dead last. You couldn't keep up whatsoever. 7 seconds off the pace, something insane like that, outside the 107% rule. And you would still be able to like drive around and get like, you know, first place because the AI, like you would get like a couple of random cars that actually survived, but even they would have crashed at Variante Bassa. They just survived it and kept going. So I managed to get Minardi a 2000 F1 victory with that. So in my timeline, in my F1 timeline, Marc Genet is a race winner, and Minardi is one as well. I am noting that the audio, or the microphone, is going up very high into the red. So if there's any like vocal fry, any buzz going on, please let me know. I can lower that down and play with the volume settings. These are things that can help. The little bit of stutter I'm still seeing in the stream, less an option. That's just kind of like a server load or a PC load issue, unfortunately. I'm used to the PC having this kind of load, so I don't know what's up, honestly. Normally, not saying my PC is like, you know, killer or anything, because it's not. But we've done these historically without having any kind of having anything quite this high. I'm thinking the issue is probably that OBS appears to be taking, the new OBS appears to be taking up a lot more CPU headspace than it used to. I might need to look into ways to lower that usage and put it onto the GPU. That might be it. I might have my settings in OBS a little bit poorly optimized. But yeah, I don't remember it. The game is taking up about the same. That's nothing new. Discord, of course, is being a little bit of a bogger. What I should also do is probably use a different web browser for my little spreadsheet, because those who are unaware, and you should be, Google Chrome is a piggy when it comes to memory leaks. So that would also assist. I will make that amendment for next time. So we're just trolling around here in practice. Everybody, if you don't know, the white number plates are our silver drivers. The silver number plate, or the gray number plate, will be represented by the bronze drivers, and the red number plate will be representing the iron drivers. So that is basically the deal here. Top to bottom, silvers are the fastest, irons are the slowest. And yeah, that'll probably be it. They're racing in their own classification, though, so realistically speaking, an iron is not racing as silver, but like they're allowed to. It's not a blue flag scenario or anything like that. It's not a Daytona prototype versus a GT car or anything of that nature. It is same car, so they are totally allowed to race each other, but the championship is based on classification of driver class. Categorization, there you go. And yeah, I think that's for now all we need to discuss. To that end, I'm going to dedicate the remainder of this practice session to finishing off my lunch, and then I will be right back with you.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Alright, as has become somewhat tradition, we will follow Matthias Wiedemann around the track for his track tour, basically. We'll be going through the lovely area of Imola and handling our business. Before we get to the start of the lap, though, let's talk about standings for a hot second here. The Irons are out on track, so Irons lead it away. In the Iron category, Matthias Wiedemann continues to lead the championship with 72 points. Brandon Harvey's on 51. Andreas Hansen's on 44. Felix Kramerich, who is the ultimate definition of win it or bin it. The winner at Bathurst and at Red Bull Ring is in fourth place in the championship with 36 points. Reigning champion Sean Young is having a rough season. He currently ranks in at a tie for fifth with Nathan Gray and Max Cruz. I believe on countback, technically Cruz should have this spot, but my sheet here is not accounting for countback, unfortunately. But yeah, it will be, I believe, based on the rules of racing, usually Max Cruz, who has that fifth place, followed by reigning champion Sean Young, who will be sixth, and then seventh in the championship Nathan Gray. Ron Morley is eighth, Lou Wes is ninth, and Tobias Wagner is 10th. That is the standings. There are more. There are 24 Iron drivers who have taken part in this series, and as a result, there are, needless to say, more people in the standings here, down to Lewis Austin at the back of the pack. But there we go. Anyways, a lap of Imola. We go through turn one, which is a full throttle kink, and down into the first of the Variantes. There you go. This is a tricky part of here. That's Tamburello. Next up, we have Variante Villeneuve, which is named after Gilles Villeneuve, of course. Legendary Ferrari driver. The best driver, at least F1-wise, Canada has ever produced. And then we head into... Is this Raja? I should have a track map up in front of me, but I'm doing this like a fool off of my my memory. Then we head to Piratella. Which is a deceptively difficult turn. And then probably the most difficult part of the track to get right here is Aqua Minerale, which is this double right-hander, section. And then we head up to the final Variante, which, to be honest, I do not recall the name of. I'm not even going to try and guess. There you go. And then we head up to the final section of this track, which is a double left-hander. I mean, there's that little kink there, but this is the final real turn on the track. Heading through here, the double left-hander. And then heading towards where Variante Bassa used to be. It is no longer here. And that is a lap of Imola as Matthias Wiedemann probably takes pole position, at least for the time being. By virtue of being the first one to get a lap in. And we will go to our usual scheduled procedure of following anybody who's on a hot lap and also turning on the broadcast overlay as well as the TV camera, because the onboard camera in this game is a little bit lame. I kind of wish that the cockpit cam was actually available to us, but it is not with ACC race control. Pull up the chat to see if anybody has any questions. Chat is not getting its own screen today, so please forgive me if I am a little bit slow to respond. What up, Max? And lap with Sean Young at some point. Yeah, we can make that happen. Is Sean out on the track? There's Sean Young. We pick up Sean Young as they head on through. That is Villeneuve. Pardon me, I think this is called Tosa. I have bullied myself into it. I'm getting a track map. Track map of Imola. Here's the question: How good do you think I did? How close? Anyone think that I got all the turns right? Here we go. See here? Okay. So I got Tamburello right. I got Villeneuve. It is Tosa, it is Piratella, it is Aqua Minerale, it's Variante Alta, and Ravassa are the two that I did not have correct. Although, in fairness, I'm only going to give myself half points for Tosa, because for some reason I thought it was an R Rosa as opposed to the T of Tosa. Anyway, Sean Young here on the lap. I don't have a spot for my laptop on the desk right now. It's coming, don't worry. Next time, but right now normally the chat lives on my laptop, and that's how I know exactly what's going on in there, and I do not have that option right now. As Sean Young goes to the top of the pile! There you go! Pole position for the Porsche driver for the time being. We got Saha, Morley, Gray, Kramaric, Wiedemann, Hansen, Joubert, who I think is new, Sully, Wes, Fortune, Zur, Hines, and Kieran Wolf has no time up yet, but has completed a lap. Is there anybody else? There's also Brandon. Oh, hang on. Brandon Harvey. Sir, Brandon. Oh, he put a lap in. He went third quickest. That's why he disappeared from my screen. I was clicking on a spot in the timetable where he was, and he put a lap in, so he stopped being there. The only one that doesn't have a lap time up yet is Kieran Rolfe, who, that's either a new livery or I had him as one of the broken liveries. I don't remember. Those who do not remember, I was not here for the Red Bull Ring, so I may be a little bit out of sync with it. I do know that there was like a half dozen or so cars that I was picking up as broken liveries. I don't know if the error was on my end or if it was on their end. I could not tell you, but something was going wrong as far as like me having their livery files, and as a result, the cars were coming up as like this kind of carbon black deal. Joke's on you, I'm a driver, I have no idea on turn names. Well, I am also a driver. Just because you don't see me drive, Mr. Zero Aspect, doesn't mean that I can't. For reference purposes, I'd probably be in the bronze category. Yeah, if you ever want to figure out where I'd be in the race, look for Adam Stewart. We're like fairly similar in pace. So as a ballpark, I'd be around him. Let's check out Joubert's livery. Let's see what we got here. I think he's that really green car up there. Yeah. Oh, that looks cool. That looks awesome. I like it. I like it. If that green if that is his Lamborghini there in the green and the blue and the black, I like that. That's a new candidate for great liveries. Anyone on a burner? Matthias Wiedemann, championship leader, is on a bit of a burner right now, up about 7/10. And coming towards the line here will be one of the final iron laps. And he hops up into 6th place. So Sean Young appears like he will have the pole position for the iron category. I'm looking at Brandon Harvey's time, and it is not threatening. Sean Young's time. The big improvement going right now is Kieran Rolfe, who is making his way to Ravassa. And should pop up a couple of spots, actually. Should get up to around where Sully is, actually. About 11th place. This is a very solid lap he's got going. 11th or 12th. Coming across the line. 11th place. Kieran Rolfe. Yeah, there's no one who's challenging pole position. So Sean Young, congratulations. You are the iron pole sitter here today. I believe that is 2 in a row for him, because I do believe that Sean Young had the pole position at Red Bull Ring as well. So we'll see if he can turn it into something better. It's been a rough season for Sean. Sean started out pretty strong, had a 3rd place at Zolder and a 4th place at Nürburgring. So his championship defense started quite well, but it has gone downhill a little bit since then. So that is unfortunate. Right. Looking to see who we can catch on to here for the bronze category. Who's got a legal lap going? Apparently Dennis Hook is the only one that currently hasn't violated his lap, so we'll go with him. Dennis, who was once in the booth with me for a race of commentary during a time in which his system was not fully functional for racing. So, you know, there's always a little bit of a cheering for him in the Cyberline Racing crew, as well as the Nubs Racing division. I think they both have like some lovely liveries, and I appreciate their work. Both teams seem like a really cool bunch of guys who are really, really accepting. So there you go. Zero aspect. Somehow I'm silver. Yeah, I mean, you know, you do you, man. You got speed. Okay. No one's on a timed lap right now. So pole position currently stands at a 142.802. That will not stand. Or at least, let me put it this way. I'll be very, very shocked if it stands. I would be very, very happy for Sean Young if he got an actual podium. Pardon me, an actual pole position. But that is an iron time. And I expect to see that beaten by the bronzes and the silvers. Probably by a reasonable margin. I guess I haven't talked about the Bronze Championship, which is highly competitive. So let's do that now, while we have essentially a moment here. So in the bronze category, Dennis Hook leads the championship with 57 points. Keep in mind, I want to be clear on this. I am listing these championship standings without drop scores factored in, because I always like to get into drop scores kind of late in the season rather than like at this point, because they do have these points in the bag. Hook is on 57 points. Professional Hater and Robert Volt are both on 54. That is a solid three-way fight for the championship going on right now. Then further back, it's Adrian Maroon on 39 points. Oral Ja on 39 points as well. Jeffrey Bacher, the reigning champion, is on 38 points in 6th place. 37 for Bearded X Badass, down in 7th place, who I'm not cheering for, despite my appreciation for his name, because he abandoned the Audi, and I don't appreciate that. Shannon Murasani's on 31, and then Idris Cahill and Lucas Geese on 26 and 25, respectively, round off the top 10 in the bronze category. There have been 17 bronze drivers this season, and if your name was not mentioned, it probably means, honestly, it probably means you just haven't been here a lot. Although that doesn't apply to like Chris Stancer and Matthew East, who have attended every race and are in 11th and 12th in the championship. So maybe not quite. Maybe I can't quite be that positive. All right. So Oral Ja has taken the pole position. Adrian Maroon's also picked up a lap time that's moved him into 7th place in the Honda. The Honda has been surprisingly competitive this season. It's been a car that historically has not been a hot performer, but it is getting some things done. Looking specifically at the results of one Jackson Biddle this season. Adam Stewart's also on the board. No one's really ripping it up right now. The best we've got right now is Idris Cahill's about a half second up on his prior time, which would elevate him to about 11th place as it stands. So Idris Cahill, the Czech driver, representing the Stunt Possum Racing Team. I do like the livery. I miss the old Idris Cahill livery. It was the Lego car last season, so I do miss that. But I do think that this black and purple deal is it's got some love. It's got some love. Oh, he invalidated the lap time. Come on, I need somebody who's out here kicking ass, and there just really isn't anybody right now. Chris Stancer's about 2/10 up on his previous lap time, sporting the very classic McLaren livery, the orange and the black, which I am a fan of. I'm a sucker for nostalgic liveries. There are exceptions to that, but it's pretty good. Wonder if I could turn off the, there you go. Turn off the YouTube control panel application. And that'll possibly save up some memory resources. Stancer with 13th quickest. Still looking for somebody putting up a good time. Idris Cahill once again is 4/10 up. He's just got to keep this, just got to keep it valid as he works his way through Aqua Minerale. He invalidated his lap at a really weird spot. You usually don't see anything past a Variante Alta be a, oh, speaking of Variante Alta, it claims another one. Robert Volt, championship contender for Nubs Racing with the Aston Martin, number 413 car. Currently shown in 12th place, trying to move up in the world. Also, I do apologize if there's a little bit of a vibration coming through the microphone. Please let me know if you think that that's happening, because I'm just noticing when I'm not talking, the audio, rather than being like just kind of like a very small line, is actually coming in with a couple decibels. So there may be something the microphone is picking up that is possibly either an errant signal or something of that nature. Dennis Hook might have a pole lap. We'll go to him after Robert Volt finishes this one. Volt will jump up a couple spots here into the top 10 at the pace he's going. And indeed will come across the line and move from 12th place to 6th place. Hook invalidated his lap. That's not good. Jeffrey Bacher, the reigning champion in the Audi, is trying to make some moves. He's had a rough championship defense. In fact, it looks like we are going to have 3 new champions at the rate we're going, because the prior champions, Sean Young and Jeffrey Bacher in the field, and of course the silver champion was promoted. to Server 1, have had... they've not had bad years, I want to make that quite clear, but their respective changes to new cars perhaps have led to a more of a challenge than anticipated. Bacher ran the, I think, Porsche last season and now is in the Audi. And I think it is showing that that has been a little bit of a weakness. Similarly, Sean Young has moved from the BMW over to the Porsche, and I think that has not necessarily gone according to plan. Although I do think also some of it is just there are a couple of drivers really bringing it this season in a way that they did not last season, and are making a big splash as far as trying to get that hardware. Pick up Robert Volt again, who is currently about a half second up. Actually, about 6/10. So this would be good enough for third place as it stands. Sean Young still on the front row. Very respectable lap. Some of the Iron Boys definitely put in their effort here today. They're legitimately going to mix it up with the bronzes, I think. And Robert Volt is going to come across the line in fourth place. So behind Brandon Harvey. Jeffrey Bacher on a decent lap here. This should move him past Felix Kramrich into 13th place as it stands in the Audi. The fastest are yet to come. And I see some new faces, some new names in the silver category. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. Actually got up to 12th. Didn't think he would displace Adam Stewart, but he did. Idris Cahill still looking to put something together here. He's had a... Oh, no. Caster's Curse. It's invalid. Variante Alta is currently, I think, kicking his butt. Robert Volt has a chance at pole here. He's a little bit short of it right now. He'll have to find some time. But he still has Variante Alta and Rivasa to handle. Not a bad run through Alta, but not really any time made up. Still as it stands, would move into third place ahead of Brandon Harvey. Now keep in mind, he lost some time in the third sector last time, so there's got to be a mistake of some kind that he could potentially capitalize on here. And no, actually lost time through Rivasa that time. Still should pick up third place. He was, of course, very, very close. He was 0.003 of a second off third place last time, so yeah. Picking up a 1/10 of a second will easily put him in that position. Alright, so we've got some new people. Ulrich De Jager in the Griffin car. I like that car. It looks cool. Looking for the other newbies. We have Team Vision Racing. Dominic Edmonds in the Mustang on track today. I was told there would be some friends of him in the chat, so feel free to get yourself a little cheering section. That appears to be it for the new silver crew. So I thought there was a third, but it appears like there is not. Who's furthest along on a legal lap? That would be Ulrich De Jager, representing Griffin Sim Racing. I like the livery, Ulrich. I like the livery. And of course, we did it for the other divisions, so let's do it for the silvers. Championship implications and standings. Let's go. In the silver category, it is a 7-point gap between 4 drivers. 57 points where John Spriggs leads the way. Milestone and Aaron Shergill are on 56. Richard Oakes is on 50. There's also Cedric Muir, the winner of Red Bull Ring, who's on 45. So we have a hot 5-way fight, which is nice because last season the championship was pretty decided by Frederick Murley pretty early in the season. So it's good to see this battle going on. We've also had Matt Gale be a race winner. He's in 6th place for Team Nissan. Jackson Biddle is in 7th followed by Alfredo Quesadillas, Thomas Hagen, and Isaac Jordan. That is your top 10. We've also had impressive runs from Kevin Shepard and Chris Cow, as well as... Well, that's probably about it. But still. Interesting, solid championship implications. Pole position, by the way, for the bronze category, officially going to Oral Ja. So Ja is on the board, having coming off a double podium. Actually, he's had pole in 4 out of 6 races for this category. So definitely a guy with some speed, and it'll be fun and interesting to see what they can do, what he can do. If you can just put the race results together, that's I think all that is required. Who's ripping it up right now? Who's putting up a pole time? John Spriggs, the championship leader, is currently on a pace to set pole position for the Wise Racing BMW squad. That is Aaron Shergill in behind in the Ferrari, one of the championship chasers. Currently in third place in the qualification session, but on a bit of an improvement that should displace Sean Young, but probably doesn't have what it takes to get past Oral Ja right now. So these two cars should probably be first and third when this is done. And it'll be just Shergill retaining his third spot effectively, although it did make a mistake through Alta. So maybe not. This should be pole position for Spriggs, with a little under 5 minutes to go. Yep. Spriggs to the front. Excuse me. Shergill abandoned his lap. Got a good one going for Cedric Muir right now. This would be good enough for second place. Currently in 5th. So should move up onto the front row with championship leader John Spriggs. And Miles Stone just went third quickest. And Muir moves onto the front row. Also on a pretty good lap is Thomas Hagen in the Nubs Racing Division Mustang. They are, of course, a team that runs various different front-engine cars. Aston Martin, they have BMWs in the field, they have Mustangs in the field. I want to say that that's it, but there may also be some other ones as well. They may have a Nissan or something. And we'll see what Thomas can do. Right now, it's looking like could be third place, could even be second place with a little bit of gusto. I don't think he's a threat to Spriggs, but in the mix in that top 5 area right now. Through Ravassa, the final obstacle. And to the final stretch. Second place. Like I said, not a... Although, to be honest, he got close to pole, actually. Although Spriggs just went better and just, like, ensured his pole position a little bit. Audrey Gottschalk is on a good lap here. The Belgian driver currently in 18th place will probably come across the line a little bit higher than that. Yep, there you go, 17th. And El Perry in the Stealth Bomber Nissan is also having a fairly solid run here at the moment. Should take him up to the top 10. Probably about 8th place. Although, to be clear, Sean Young and Oral Ja still in the top 10. So, yeah, some very solid efforts. Even Brandon Harvey and Masil Saha are currently on row 6 as iron drivers. That's very impressive. No sign of the professional hater. Oh, Noel! Caught a little too much of the curb. Kept it legal, but that is not going to be a useful lap now for the Nissan driver. Ulrich de Jager is on a pretty good lap here through Alta. Currently about 4/10 up. Very aggressive line through there. This would be good enough for pole as we speak right now, although very, very close. He has to keep this absolutely clean. Otherwise, it's going to be second place. It's going to be second place. Came off for Vasa with a bad exit. Not going to be good enough. But he does have another shot. Also, possible pole contender is Thomas Hagen. I say that, and then he gets one of the Variantes wrong, and, well, that's that. Matt Gale! In the Nissan. Heading towards the start-finish line. This should pop him up to about 5th place. 5th or 6th place. Should be row 3 for the Nissan, at least for now. And actually 9th place. Got off of Ravasa a bit rough there. Yeah. Ended up behind Sean Young, Shergill, and Oral Jha, who I thought he had the measure of. But apparently not. El Perry! 6/10 up. Looking to get into about where that other Nissan of Matt Gale is. We'll see if he can hang on this time, or if I've cast or cursed him by saying he's doing good things. 7/10 up, almost 8/10. Coming to the line. And it will be 6th place for El Perry. Checkered flag comes out for him. Cannot improve. Looking to see if anybody's on an improvement run here. Not really. The biggest possible improvement is championship contender Miles Stone. Right now, this would put him in 3rd place, so he would displace Thomas Hagen from the inside row, or the inside of row 2, but would still be on the row with him. Made a mistake there through Ravasa, may not even get that. Nope. Cedric Muir is about 3/10 up, and will pop up into 3rd place. De Jager did get pole. All right, De Jager did get pole. Just making championship notes here. So not really anything impacting the championship, as the people at the sharp end did not get pole here. Young's a little bit too far back in the bronze category, or the iron category. Oral Jha is someone who could, with a good result here today, get into the championship contention at bronze, but not quite there yet. And of course, Ulrich de Jager is a new face of the championship, and as a result, will not be a factor in the overall championship department. So pole ended up being a 142.16, and that belongs to Ulrich de Jager. Let's go through the grid, shall we? On the front row, Ulrich de Jager with John Spriggs in the 888 BMW, the championship leaders. Cedric Muir and Thomas Hagen on row 2. Aaron Shergill and Miles Stone. Shergill jumped in there very, very late. Picked up that inside row 3 result. Miles Stone falling down a bit. The other Nissan of El Perry with Oral Jha, the pole sitter for the bronze category, on row 4. Row 5, the iron pole sitter Sean Young, and the third Nissan of Matt Gale. Alfredo Casadiaz on row 6 with Robert Volt, Brandon Harvey, and Maciel Saha. And all iron, row 7. Very nice. Jackson Biddle and Audrey Gottschlick on row 8. Row 9, Dennis Hook and Ron Morley. Row 10, Nathan Gray and Adrian Marood. Matthias Wiedemann, the Iron Championship leader, and Andreas Hansen on row 11. Row 12 is the newcomer Dominic Stewart and Dominic Edmonds and Adam Stewart. Jeffrey Bacher and Felix Kramerich on row 13. Chris Stancer and newcomer Lucas Joubert on row 14. Row 15 is Idris Cahill. I think he's our big mover, I think. He definitely, I think, has more potential than that car has shown so far in terms of lap time. I think we saw him a couple of times have much better laps going on and just couldn't convert. D. Hines joins him on row 15. Row 16, Matthew East and Pat Fortune. Row 17, Kieran Rolfe and Philip Sully. Row 18, Lou Wes and Bo Zur. And I don't think a lap time was posted by silver driver Samuel Jardine. As a result, Jardine will start from the back of the pack. And obviously that'll be a potential hard charger. Edmonds is not new. He just took a year off. Got time. Gotcha. Thank you, Brandon. And Max, it is a shame that you didn't get to race tonight. Stream health looks good. All right. Well, it seems like everything is going according to plan, despite a little bit of a rush on some of the technical elements going on. Let me know if you want to follow a particular driver at the start. I'm kind of thinking Cahill or Jardine myself, because I do think both of them are going to be hard chargers, and we could see them maybe be the center of some chaos as a result. Also, Edmonds must have taken more than a year off because my commentary goes back to season 11, and I don't remember him. Or could have been server 1, I guess. Could have been server 1. So some penalties accumulating. Cedric Muir and Aaron Shergill, 3rd and 5th on the grid, both have time penalties to serve at their... follow Adrian Marood. Bearded X Badass. Hello. Traitor. Leaving the beloved Audi. Well, season 9 is a couple of seasons ago, Zero Aspect. You said a season. Oh, you say a year. Pardon me, you said a year. Fair enough. I attributed a year to a season. Obviously, that's not actually the case. That's not actually the case. There we go. Well, welcome back, Dominic Edmonds. You're new to me. I'm sorry, the Audi does not forgive you, Mr. Bearded X Badass. The Audi does not forgive. The Audi remembers that you turned your back on it. And for a BMW of all things. Ugh. Sir. Unacceptable. So we had a request to watch Adrian Marood to start the race, so I have locked in that spot. We'll follow the number the number 416 car that is starting from P20. Other penalties are being populated. Adam Stewart and Felix Kramrich, 30 seconds and 5 seconds apiece, and Idris Cahill on a stop-go penalty, 30 seconds. That is gonna hurt, because I said that he might be a hard charger to watch out for, but obviously, you know, if he's serving that kind of penalty, that is going to be a massive problem. Just out of curiosity, are there any other penalties to be aware of? No. D. Hines apparently will be starting from the pit lane. Was going to start from P30, but will elect the pit lane start. Dominic Edmonds not looking all that silver right now. Maybe a little rusty. Down the order in 23rd place on the grid. He is the Mustang there in the silver and yellow. 3 cars back from Adrian Marud, who we're watching here in the 416 Honda. In between them is the championship leader for the iron category, Matthias Wiedemann, and Andreas Hansen in the white Mercedes. I think currently as it stands, I don't think Hook is. No, Hook is Cyberline. All right, so Cyberline Racing leads 2 of the championships right now. Dennis Hook in the bronze category, as well as the iron category with Matthias Wiedemann. And John Spriggs leading for the factory BMW team, the Wise Racing crew, in the silver category. Spriggs looked like he was going to walk away with this if you had asked me back at like Zolder and Nürburgring, but his performances at Bathurst in particular was a problem, and it has left things open. Also, Miles Stone has really stepped up his game, as well as Aaron Shergill, and of course Richard Oakes had that back-to-back win at Nürburgring and Bathurst, which has really made it a championship contender. Although Oakes is not here today, so I do suspect his championship hopes might come to a crashing halt today, as I believe. And chat, you can dissuade me of this notion. Is there 1 round after this, or am I crazy? And there is in fact more. Good to see Al Perry up there. We are about ready to drop the green flag and go racing here at the second track of Italian motorsport, Imola. Enzo Dino Ferrari, let's go. Green light is given, and at the front, it is going to be a getaway by pole sitter Ulrich de Jaeger, who is ahead of John Spriggs. Into the wall. That is not Cedric Muir. That is another red Ferrari. Oral Jha getting bad luck early on. John Spriggs in second place, followed by Thomas Hagen. Cedric Muir in 4th, and Aaron Shergill rounding off the top 5. Some shoving in the background there with Brandon Harvey. Miles Stone in 6th place in the Nissan, followed by Matt Gale in the Nissan, El Perry in the Nissan. It's a Godzilla train. Sean Young is still in the top 10 with 9th place, ahead of Alfredo Quesadillas in the 713 McLaren. Robert Volt runs in 11th place in the Aston Martin. Marcel Saha had a good start, is in 12th place, ahead of Des Hook. Brandon Harvey falls back to 14th place, ahead of Ron Morley. And then rounding off the top 20, it is Gottschalk. It is Marud who's looking for a move there. Wiedemann, Dominic Edmonds in his return, and Andreas Hansen. Everything very close together right now. Quesadillas falling back behind Robert Volt, so dropping out of the top 10. Volt in. Currently is in the lead of the bronze race. It is Sean Young leading iron. It is De Jaeger leading in the silver. Side-by-side action in the background there. That is Saha battling with Dennis Hook. And Saha just kind of loses the car heading into Ravazza, and that is a terrible contact for the Polish driver. He will drop down the order significantly as he hits the sand trap there. Samuel Jardine, who started in dead last, has moved up. Oh, Matthew East and Idris Cahill. They're getting into it. Jardine moving up into 24th position as a result. Saha off again. So that car is probably not pleasant to drive right now. Jardine also overtaking a couple of other cars there, including Kramrich. Not Kramrich, Cahill. Actually, well, it is Kramrich as well. Actually, that's Pat Fortune. Okay. Pardon me. Misidentified that as Idris Cahill's car. That is Pat Fortune in the BMW. Robert Volt has caught up to the back of Iron Driver Sean Young. Battle between the two class leaders, or category leaders, I should say, beyond the silver. John Spriggs is right on the tail of Ulrich de Jager, but there is a gap after them to Thomas Hagen of about 2 seconds. So, looks like a 2-horse race right this second. Keep in mind, Mirror and Shergill, who are 4th and 5th, also have penalties to serve, as well as 8th place El Perry. So they are, at least for the time being, have to be considered artificially high. Audrey Goldschlick on the tail of Ron Morley here. Battle for 14th position. Sorry, I have the hiccups. They will clear, hopefully. And there is the gap at the front as they head through Ravassa. De Jager leading Spriggs. Now, to be clear, Spriggs doesn't really have to worry about De Jager. De Jager is not really a championship threat. Spriggs is leading the Silver Championship, and there's a couple of cars that he has to be aware of, and he's ahead of all of them. So he doesn't have to be terribly aggressive here. Doesn't have to get into it really with Jaeger. With De Jager, we'll see. Thomas Hagen holding on to 3rd place ahead of Cedric Beer. Aaron Shergill in the background. The two prancing horses chasing the Mustang. Ford v Ferrari, let's go! And in the mix there is also Matt Gale. There's a little contact there. So Gale is ahead of Stone. Stone has dropped down to 7th place. That's not good. Shergill does overtake Mirror. And that is going to let the two Nissans up onto the back there. And Gale and Stone, a little bit of a gap back to El Perry in the Stealth Bomber. No, wait, he's right there. That's Sean Young in behind, followed by Robert Volt, followed by Quesadillas, followed by Dennis Hook. They're all in the mix. Very close grouping here from 3rd place down to 12th. Felix Kramerge battling with Nathan Gray. And up ahead of them, that is Samuel Jardine's Honda, who is on a charge after having not qualified and is up to 21st place. Jackson Biddle has had problems. He is way back down. We didn't see what happened there, but is quite a bit down in the picking order. Oral Ja in the pits. Probably a relation to injury. Oh, Aaron Shergill. Hang on. What happened to Aaron Shergill? Shergill was up in the top 5. And whatever happened, unfortunately, happened more than 15 seconds ago. So the replay is unable to capture that. But now down, the championship contender now down in 14th place. Dennis Hook was looking for an overtake. Ends up off the track. It's less than optional. Sean Young is falling back. Looks like he's just... Is there something wrong with Sean's car? Dropping like a stone. Volt's gone through. Quesadillas, Harvey, Morley. Shergill trying to get through as well. Something appears to be wrong with the number 23 Porsche. It is running slowly. And I don't see any obvious driving errors or anything like that. Kind of looks like that time my pedals failed mid-race. And I had a brake partially engaged the whole time. So, I feel for Sean Young if there is indeed some kind of hardware issue going on right now. Can relate. Adam Stewart has had a bad start to the race. He is up on the tail of Patrick Sully. Battle for 27th. Stewart was in the Bronze Championship contention last season, so to see him struggling, having a pretty unimpressive season has been, it's been hurtful. He changed over to the Wise Racing BMW team, which I thought was going to be a great move for him with John Spriggs and Brandon Harvey. But it has not really worked out so far. Does make a move there on Sully, who tries to shut the door. I would say that's more on Sully there. Didn't have a great view of it, but I thought Stewart had the overlap to make that move at the very least possible. I think Sully was a little bit a little bit headstrong. Samuel Jardine continues to carve his way through the field, having overtaken Nathan Gray, although Gray is coming back at him. And gets a really late braking move there done into Variante Tamburello. Very brave overtake by the BMW driver. Maybe not the best idea. Again, Jardine is a silver driver. Gray is iron, so this is not a valuable fight, but it is a fun one. Andreas Hansen having a pretty solid run up on the tail of Brandon Harvey. The Swede harbors some championship aspirations, it should be mentioned, in the iron category. Hansen currently third in the championship behind Wiedemann and Harvey. Both Harvey and Hansen have to work really, really hard if they're going to catch Matthias Wiedemann. And they're going to need some help. They're going to need some other iron drivers to answer the call, like a Ron Morley and Sean Young are doing right now. But I don't think they view themselves as done, despite the reasonable gap. Hansen going to lose out to Dennis Hook as he's coming back from his off. Brandon Harvey up on the on the tail of silver driver Dominic Edmonds. Edmonds in the Mustang, Harvey in the BMW. And there is still a great battle going on for third place as Thomas Hagen is a cork in the bottle. He is now 11 seconds behind Spriggs and DeJager. Holding on to third, he's got Muir, Gale, Stone, Perry, Volt, and to a certain degree, Quesadillas all teed up behind him. But he's hanging on. Ford v Ferrari v the train of Nissans v Aston Martin v McLaren in this battle. Oh. Gale getting a little bit impatient with the whole festivities. Gives a little bit of a muscular move there on Cedric Muir for fourth place through Rivasa. And that'll give Thomas Hagen a bit of breathing room. Also breaks up the Nissan train. Looks like some aggressive thoughts there from Robert Volt as well, as far as El Perry is concerned. Oh, Gale loses it through Tamburello! Right back in front goes Cedric Muir, and here come the other two Nissans. Stone is through. Perry is through. Volt will probably get through. Oh, no, never mind. Gale's coming back at Perry. Wow. Nissan on Nissan bus. No, Perry's off the track. Perry got shoved off, and that's going to let Volt and Quesadillas through. Gale, I think a little bit much there. By the way, Gottschalk and Young are starting to catch up to the back of this, as is Aaron Shergill. So this is becoming an even longer battle for third place, which I, for one, am pretty exceptionally happy for. That's Gale off again, dropping back through the order. Losing out to Perry, Quesadillas, Volt. Pressure's on. Morley in the mix. Shergill, Young, Gottschalk. Maroon and Edmonds are catching up to the back of this as well. This is going to be insane. Sorry to like the rest of the fields, but if you're not involved in this prolonged battle for what will probably be eventually third place, you're probably not going to get a lot of attention from the camera. This is insane. As Thomas Hagen, cork in the bottle, is creating all kinds of fun. El Perry looking to make a move here for 7th place on Alfredo Quesadillas. And he will go through. So it is Hagen, Muir, Stone, Volt, Perry, Quesadillas, Gale, Morley, Shergill, Young, Gottschalk, Marood, Edmonds, Harvey, and Dennis Hook, who just overtook Harvey. And actually, even Andreas Hansen's not too far from this battle. It goes from 3rd back to 18th. Somebody is off the track. There's a slow-moving Wise BMW. I'm imagining that's Adam Stewart. Yes, it is. So the American Adam Stewart moving out of the way. He's had problems. Early pit stop for Pat Fortune in the pit lane. That is also Philip Sully. Pardon me, I think I called him Patrick Sully earlier. My apologies. It's Philip Sully. Yes, Shergill and Morley both go past Matt Gale there, who's fallen out of the top 10. Cedric Mira's caught back up to Thomas Hagen. Was 0.6 faster than him last lap. We're about to see what it was this lap. And let's see here. It is a 43.9 and a 43.1. Wow. 0.8 faster. Hagen does not have podium pace. But at the moment, he does have the defensive position. He does have a little bit of damage on the front end. That could be why. We'll see what he can do after the pit stops, I guess. Stone in 5th, Volt in 6th. Stone kind of on his own now. So there are a couple little gaps forming in this group, but it still feels like one gigantic battle. As we look at Robert Volt, El Perry, Alfredo Quesadillas, and Aaron Shergill. Oh, Quesadillas gets a little out of shape. Opens the door for the 213 Ferrari. My fellow countryman, Aaron Shergill. Baker and Marood went off the track and dropped a couple of spots. Falling to the back of this pack. Yeah, with this kind of close pack racing, if you make a mistake, even a relatively minor one, it could be multiple positions. Matt Gale has felt that burn. And now it's Adrian Marood's turn. Rod Morley battling with Matt Gale and Sean Young as they head through Ravasa. About 1/4 distance in the race. That's Gottschalk in the Aston Martin on the back end. And then, that is another Wise Racing off. That is Adam Stewart again. Adam Stewart running with some serious problems right now. Not sure what's up, if it's a car damage issue or if it's a hardware-related issue. I feel like it's got to be a hardware-related issue. This is multiple times off. I very much doubt that it is as simple as a get in the pits and fix it type situation. Something more chronic, probably at work. Cedric Mira looking to make a move here on Thomas Hagen. Side-by-side action between the Mustang and the 296. Got the inside line here through Aqua Minerale, but there is grip around the outside, and Hagen hangs on. This is working out real well for John Spriggs up in 2nd place. Mira also has a penalty to serve, so he would love to get through and put some breath between himself and Miles Stone in the Nissan back there in 5th place. But for now, that is not possible. Really close battle here between Ron Morley, Matt Gale, and Sean Young, as well as Gottschalk. Gale looking to make the move. Morley hanging on, making it hard for him. It's a bit wide through Ravassa, though. That might open up the door. Not quite. Gale unable to get the power down appropriately. A little bit of lap traffic. That is... I want to say Idris Cahill, as Mir loses a little traction there and loses out to Miles Stone. So that'll be 4th place for the Nissan. That's Cahill, or that is Pat Fortune. It's Pat Fortune, who is currently getting caught up in this grouping. Sean Young, Matt Gale, and Ron Morley up ahead of Gottschalk here. Battle for 10th. And in the background there, that is Dennis Hook in the 911 BMW. Blasphemous number coming up to hopefully join the party. Stewart in the pit lane. Dennis Hook in the very stylish BMW. Nope. I didn't tell it to change off of Matt Gale, but it did. Or change to Matt Gale, I should say. There is a lapped car of Fortune up ahead. In the blue shaded BMW, and he's getting out of the way pretty effectively. And that will let Morley through. Little bit of awkwardness. Ends up shuffling in between Morley and Gale. Gale ends up off the track. Sean Young gonna pounce. The Porsche wants 11th place from Matt Gale. Gale hangs on for now. Fortune playing an unfortunate role there. Just kind of got caught up at the wrong time there under blue flags. Gottschalk gets through as well as Hook without issue. In the background is Dominic Edmonds. And Brandon Harvey is still with this group. Andreas Hansen and Adrian Marud have kind of fallen off a little bit. But they're there. They're still thereabouts. Wiedemann, the Iron Championship leader, in 20th place. That is the 5th in class. And Chris Stancer up ahead of him is currently his prey. Followed by Kramrich in the Porsche. Shergill overtaking Case Diaz. Let's take a look at that, if you please. Get that on replay. Just got the inside line there through Ravassa and makes the move stick for 8th place. For the championship contender, who has a bit of a chewed up front end. El Perry is now under pressure from Shergill. Robert Volt is also under pressure from Shergill. And Case Diaz is there. They're kind of like basically a four-car pile of joint 6th place as it stands. Now, of course, it's a bit weird because Volt is a bronze driver, not really battling with these three, but I'm sure he fancies himself having a top 5 here today. A couple of cars, particularly Cedric Muir up ahead of him, has a penalty to serve. And actually, Perry and Shergill both have penalties as well. So, bodes well for the 7-1-3 of Case Diaz when this all shakes out. Take a look at the front. Ulrich de Jager continues to lead. John Spriggs in 2nd place. Spriggs has been keeping him, keeping in there. And they're well ahead of Thomas Hagen at this point. Also, at some point, Cedric Muir retook 4th place from Miles Stone. We missed that on camera. Matt Gale falling backwards a little bit as he looks like he got out of shape there. And Quesadillas will take this moment to duck out and get a pit stop done. That's Gottschalk and Dennis Hook battling with Gale now. And Sean Young up ahead. 3 wide into Tamburello. Gentlemen, think about this. Gale gets a little shape. He picks up Dennis Hook as a side effect. The Gale Force car hits the Cyberhind car. They'll lose out to Brandon Harvey as a result, as well as Dominic Edmonds and Audrey Gottschalk. Just trying to hold it where there was not grip, and Hook goes off the track at Villeneuve to let them through, to let Gale through. Andreas Hansen snapping at the back there as well in the 969 Mercedes. And things have gone very badly for Dennis Hook right there. Quesadillas is in the pits. Like I said, looks like he's the only one that has taken this opportunity. Lap traffic coming up. Not sure who that is. Ferrari down near the back. Could be... Actually, I really don't know. Really don't know. But they're getting out of the way, and they're determined to have me continue to not know who they are. I guess, in a nutshell. Determined to have that anonymity. Bolt still hanging on to 6th place against Perry and Shergill. Ron Morley still in the top 10, as well as Sean Young. 2 irons in the top 10, 1 bronze. Fantastic day. What happened to Robert Volt? What happened there, Robert? Cut the chicane? Oh, just went really wide. Missed his braking point. And that will let Perry and Shergill through. Cedric Muir ready to take another attempt at Thomas Hagen. This time through Aqua Minerale, and he will get the job done. That is 3rd place for the 6.8 Ferrari, which tasted the victor's trophy at Red Bull Ring. Would love to get another podium here today. Dominic Edmonds dropping a spot down behind Brandon Harvey. Dennis Hook right up there with Matt Gale still. Andreas Hansen and Adrian Marood in the background. We've got an Edmonds cheering section. Good to see. Matthias Wiedemann into the pits. We're approaching half distance. And a lot of cars still need to pit, which is not surprising. I was not expecting a rush of pit stops that we haven't seen. Samuel Jardine must be lapped. Did he pit? Yeah, Jardine's been into the pits. Okay, that's why he's a lap down. Maroon looking to make a move there on Andreas Hansen. Didn't work out. That is Jardine in behind in the other Honda. That's a lapped car, but a faster car. And Maroon, despite being the actual lead lap car, just kind of lets the pit stopper through, and isn't going to mess with that. A little bit, maybe a little brand loyalty at play. Helping out one of the Hondas. Couple of Hondas in the field. We also have. In addition to these two, we have Jackson Biddle, who's in the pits right now. Normally we would have Lucas Geese, but I do not see him here today. So maybe he is missing in action, perhaps. Bozer in the pits. Robert Volt trying to put the pressure on Shergill again. Let's see what he can do. Andreas Hansen's off the track. Looks like he got Variante Alta wrong. Number of pit stoppers coming in. We got Muir, Hagen, Perry, and Shergill all hitting the pits. So 4 members of the top 10 in the pit lane. Sean Young also in the pit lane. So 5 members of the top 10 in the pit lane. Looks like Hagen has the furthest forward pit stall, so we'll watch him. And we'll see what order they come out. There's L. Perry and the Stealth Bomber parked behind him. As these cars all get service, and it'll be the pit crew's job to make things happen. Nathan Gray also in the pits, but not really part of this battle. But having a good race. Nathan Gray's having a phenomenal outing in the 95 BMW. All right, who's coming out first? Who's got it? Not often that we get this kind of race off a pit lane, but we've got a bunch of cars in here. And Hagen looks like he will come out ahead. I'm not surprised. The only car that was ahead of him was Muir, who had a penalty to serve. There's Muir in behind, then Shergill, L. Perry, Sean Young, Andreas Hansen, and Nathan Gray. So, interesting note, Alfredo Quesadillas has come out ahead of all of them. Chasing Joubert right now. Joubert is yet to pit. So, not really part of this fight. But Quesadillas has jumped a bunch. It's Jackson Biddle in the background. So Quesadillas has paid the pit stop right. We've got Gottschalk and Morley in now, as well as John Spriggs. And De Jager. Alright. De Jager in. Looks like De Jager may have hit something, though. Because Spriggs came into the pits ahead of him. Oh, no, he's coming out. It's one of the... Oh! What happened? Disqualification! Race leader Ulrich De Jager has been disqualified. What has happened? It's got to be speeding in the pit lane, right? Ulrich De Jager, disqualification. Milestone, by the way, in all this chaos, is in the lead, but yet to pit. Robert Volt is in second place, but yet to pit. Brandon Harvey's in third place, but yet to pit. Same for Dominic Edmonds in fourth place. And Matt Gale fifth. Dennis Hook, Adrian Marood, Felix Kramerich. John Spriggs comes out in ninth place, but ultimately in the lead of the race. And let's be honest, the only real obstacle to him picking up the W here today has been removed from the field, as De Jager has been disqualified. Quesadillas is in second place amongst the pit-stopped cars, followed by Hagen, Cedric Muir, Aaron Showgirl, Ron Morley, L. Perry, Sean Young, Gottschalk, Chris Stancer, Matthias Wiedemann. In the pits is Hansen with a stop-go penalty, as well as Lucas Joubert. Kramerich still has a penalty to serve. He's up in ninth place, or eighth place. He's in the pit still. Dennis Hook putting the pressure on Matt Gale. They have been having a prolonged battle as Edmonds and Volt hit the pit lane. Who will win the Max Simmons Award, everybody? For those who do not know, I race with a guy named Max Simmons, not his real name. But he will routinely not pit until the absolute end of the race, basically. The end of the window or the end of the race. Chris Stancer, by the way, getting lapped there. And as a result, we have the Max Simmons Award. Who's it going to be? Who's going to hang it out on the line? We've got 6 candidates, I guess, still. Stone, Harvey, Gale, Hook, Maroon, and Kramaric yet to pit, as well as Luez, but I think it would be a bit unsporting to give Luez a consideration on this one. He is down in 16th place. And is not really impactful right now. We'll see. So Volt is going to come out behind Hagen and Casey Diaz and Muir and Shergill and Morley and Perry. So he's falling quite a ways back. I'm not going to say the overcut was a bad idea, but the execution at the end of the day was quite poor. On the overcut, it did not work out. We'll put it that way. Did not work for Robert Volt. Into the pits goes Matt Gale. Dennis Hook thought about it, but he's going to stay out. Miles Stone is also in. Brandon Harvey as a result. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an Iron Race leader. Brandon Harvey, Wise Racing BMW, the 463 car. The Iron Driver is in the lead of the race. Yes, it is by virtue of pit stops, but you still don't see this very often. Still don't generally see this. Blue flag being shown to Pat Fortune, and he will get out of the way. So Harvey leads from Hook and Marud. The actual race leader, John Spriggs, is up into 4th place. Kramaric in the pits. So 3 people left vying for the Max Simmons Award. Stop-go penalty for Matthew East. 30 seconds. So that'd be a pit lane infraction from the number 42 car. Brandon Harvey, you're on candid camera. You're getting more attention than you normally get. Iron Championship contender. Comes in today's 2nd place behind Matthias Wiedemann in that category. Wiedemann's having a fine day, but not particularly great. So this is a big opportunity because there's a lot of Iron drivers showing out today. Looking at Sean Young, looking at Ron Morley, and looking at Brandon Harvey, and maybe even Kramaric, who can possibly be there to be that cushion. Wiedemann's quite a ways ahead of guys like Kieran Rolfe and Nathan Gray, so they probably won't play a role championship-wise here today. But it's a chance. It's a chance to take some points off of Wiedemann, who's having a kind of pedestrian day. Marud's in the pits. So the only 2 yet to pit are Harvey and Hook. Well, also Luez, but again, Luez is not really anywhere in this whole mess of a race right now. Further on down, Oral Shaw has yet to pit. But Shaw had some hard times. Robert Volt disqualified! Disqualification for Robert Volt. The Nubs racing car has been disqualified. The number 413 Aston Martin, bronze championship contender, came into today 3 points behind Dennis Hook in the championship standings. Was looking like he was going to make up some ground as he was ahead of Hook. And Dennis Hook just gets a big sigh of relief because Professional Hater's not here today. And now Robert Volt has been given the black flag. This has worked out incredibly well for the championship leader. All right, Dennis. You know the drill. You just have to make a pit stop without getting disqualified. Get in the pits. Get in there. Handle your business. Do it. Just get the Shia LaBeouf out there. Just do it. You said tomorrow. Do it today. Just get in the pits. Get the pit stop handled. Don't get disqualified. And the successful reign The successful reign for the 911 BMW. I think it would basically lock the championship up for him if there's one round left after this. Incredible. Incredible turn of events. Coming up to some blue flag traffic. This is Brandon Harvey. I'd get in the pits if I were them. They're getting the lead. They're getting some time out there. Ooh, El Perry and Matt Gale going to war. Nissan on Nissan crime. Battle for what is going to be a top 10 spot. Probably? Actually, I don't even know about that. Harvey and Hook have a pretty good... Hang on, what's the gap? Gap to the leader. What? Okay, so what is the pit stop time here? Generally. Okay, it's over a minute. Okay. It's, yeah, okay. So, right now, as it stands, assuming Hook and Harvey get, ooh, Ron Morley making that hard. Ron Morley defending hard against the Nissans. Assuming that Harvey and Hook have average pit stop times, Harvey would come out maybe around this battle here between Morley, Gale, and Perry. But probably for sure, and maybe Sean Young, but probably for sure ahead of Dominic Edmonds. And Dennis Hook would come out obviously a little bit behind that. As Morley ends up wide there, and that is going to get some positions lost for the Iron Leader. But he will, I think he will still be the Iron Leader when it comes down to the end of this. I think Harvey's going to come out behind this group. But we'll see. We'll see. So it is Gale, Perry, and Morley. And then it is Sean Young in the Porsche. Looking to make a move. Looking to say, you know what? I was champion last year, and I'm going to show you why. Although, to be clear, Sean Young was champion because he was incredibly consistent. Let's see where Brandon Harvey comes out. He is rolling. There's Dennis Hook. Also rejoining right behind him. Not sure who that is up ahead of them. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, it's Aaron Shergill he's rejoining behind. So he rejoins ahead of Morley. So Brandon Harvey is your new Iron Leader in this race. So with the pit stops out of the way, Silver category top 10. John Spriggs, Milestone, Alfredo Quesadillas, Thomas Hagen, Cedric Muir, Aaron Shergill 6th, 7th Matt Gale, 8th El Perry, 9th Dominic Edmonds, and 10th Audrey Gottschalk. In the bronze category, Dennis Hook is miles ahead of Adrian Maroon and Chris Stancer, who are 2nd and 3rd place. Then it's Idris Cahill, Matthew East, Oral Jaw 6th, Adam Stewart 7th, despite having a terrible day. And there are only 7 cars running in the bronze category. In the iron category, it is Brandon Harvey, Ron Morley, Sean Young, Matthias Wiedemann in 4th, Felix Kramerich in 5th, 6th for Nathan Gray, 7th for Lucas Jobert, 8th for Kieran Rolfe, 9th for Bozer, and 10th for Andreas Hansen, who had a rough pit stop by the looks of it. He was quite a bit higher up in the order. And now is kind of like not a non-factor even with the irons. El Perry on the attack against Matt Gale. Battle for 9th place. In the background, still Ron Morley. Young has fallen back a little bit. And they are quite a bit clear of Dominic Edmonds. The car behind Young there is a lapped car. So we've got this good battle going on, as well as Gottschalk versus Edmonds. And Samuel Jardine all over the back of Chris Stancer for 18th place. That is a lapped car in behind them. I don't know who that is. Mercedes. That is Masil Saha, who had a really good qualifying effort, but unfortunately had trouble on lap 1. And as a result, has kind of been relegated to a bit of a non-factor. Looking to the inside, Jardine will probably make the move. Stancer is in a different category. I don't think he'll resist it too hard. And he does not. Jardine moves up. El Perry continues the Godzilla battle. Going up against Matt Gale. Up ahead of them, that is Andreas Hansen getting off the line to allow for some lapping. Ron Morley in behind. Sean Young. Of course, they're not too far away from Dennis Hook. Wise Racing right now leading 2 categories. Milestone has fallen behind Alfredo Quesadillas. How has that happened? Stone was quite a bit ahead. What has happened to the Nissan? There's the answer. Gets wide at Ravassa. Wasn't that far ahead, I guess, actually. Wasn't that far ahead. Right up the back end there, Bozer has front row seats. But the battle I'm most interested in is Gale versus Perry versus Morley. These 3 have been battling for a long time, basically the whole race. And Perry going around the outside at Tamburello. That's not going to work. That was attempted by Matt Gale earlier, and it did not work at all. Morley and Sean Young getting front row seats to the battle of the Nissans. Dennis Hook putting the pressure on Brandon Harvey, but he doesn't really have to. Fastest lap of the race belongs to John Spriggs, 42.27, which, by the way, is a lot ahead of everybody else. Second place is a 43.8, 43.3, 43.3, 43 flat, 43.2, 43.3, 43.2. So, like, John Spriggs' fastest lap is like a full second ahead of anybody else's fastest lap, except I'm imagining the disqualified car of Ulrich de Jaeger, who did a 42.272 to his 42.27, which is, of course, like, you know, like, that's a hair. That's a hair at that point in the actual difference. But yeah, really 2 guys were absolutely light years ahead of the rest of the pack here today. One has been given the black flag, and one is probably going to put a considerable stamp on the championship implications for the silver category heading into the next round. Cedric Muir staring at the back of Thomas Hagen again. He is going to be so tired of Mustangs. He's never going to want to go near a Mustang ever again. Ever again at this rate. He has been faster than Hagen like the whole race. But because of track position and a penalty related to his pit stop, he just can't get past him. He cannot take that 4th place. Milestone and Quesadillas was able to jump both of them. And as a result, they are no longer fighting for a podium. But Thomas Hagen has had the most bizarre race I think I can imagine. And Cedric Muir has been an unfortunate party to it the whole time. I guess in a nutshell. Just unable to find his way around this Mustang that is slower than him, but is not making mistakes, and is putting on an immaculate display of defense. Just do not know. I do not know what to make of it. Let's see, what are the lap times this time around? Hagen 44.6, Muir 43.6. And personal best for both Brandon Harvey and Dennis Hook that lap. There you go. Low 43s for them. Very competitive times, even with the silvers. Muir going down the inside into Variante Villeneuve. Here we go. And he gets through. Bozer in the background off the track. he got caught watching, I think, a little bit. And Cedric Muir finally finally finds his way past Thomas Hagen. Milestone catching up to the back of Alfredo. Quesadillas. Alfredo's in the same boat as Thomas Hagen. They don't have fast cars. And what I mean by that is not that the McLaren and the Mustang are slow, but they do not have the pace that the rest of the top 5 has. But they're making it work. Milestone is faster. Cedric Muir is faster. Aaron Shergill is fast. Heck, Brandon Harvey and like Dennis Hook are faster. But it doesn't matter. They're just not making mistakes. The 713 and the 417 are absolutely showing off what they got, as Sean Young has made an overtake of Ron Morley, apparently off the track. So let's have a look here. What happened? Looks like they're trying to go side by side into, I think this is Variante Alta. Ooh, Morley just gives him a shove. Morley gives him a shove. Sean was there, and I think Morley should have had to respect that space. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a stewarding decision there. Morley ends up losing a spot, so I think probably no harm, no foul. But it is a little bit of clumsy driving there by the 815 driver, who otherwise has put together a phenomenal race. And he deserves all the shoutouts otherwise. But right there, that was a little much. It was a little much. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. Got a good battle for second going on, good battle for seventh, and a good battle for ninth. El Perry's still up on the back end of Matt Gale. Still looking for a way through. Checking on fastest laps in the other two categories. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Harvey and Hook, but we'll have a look. Now Sean Young's got the fastest lap for the irons right now. And in the silver category, or the bronze category, I'm not seeing anybody really within shouting distance. So yeah, right now it would be Hook and it would be Young with the bonus points for fastest lap, as well as John Spriggs. Power slide in there from Hook. Looking to stay on the tail of fellow BMW. Oh, Thomas Hagen off the track. I was saying earlier that Thomas Hagen has not made like a mistake much today, but he's gone from running in 5th place down to 8th place. It looks like we just missed it. Looks like he got Tamburello wrong. Wasn't anyone near him unless there was a blue flag car in play? So that's got to be a solo adventure. Now, if Thomas listens to this and wants to put me correctly on the record after the race, we will have the usual interview phase, and perhaps he will have some thoughts. But I think that was just a mistake from a driver who's driven a phenomenal race to make the most out of what is not actually a particularly fast car right now. Which, again, is not a comment on the Ford Mustang. As far as it could be the best car around here for all I know. If the only two in the race are running in 8th place and 12th, so that's pretty positive. But they also are. It's also a car that is exclusively run by Silvers right now when Professional Hater is not here. So that's also something to consider, that if you attract an entire stable of silver drivers, you will generally do well on average. Matthias Wiedemann losing a spot there to Marud. That is not really important for the Iron Championship leader. Marud is not an iron driver. And he just didn't really fight the fact that Marud had a run through Alta on him. Kept that fairly cool. Thomas Hagen moving up past Cyberline racer Dennis Hook. Hook, I think, must have had a problem because he was quite a ways ahead. He was about a second ahead. I imagine we have a. Looks like we're not going to catch it. Well, he was still up on Brandon Harvey. Maybe he just got very rapidly caught by Hagen and just did not fight it, which makes sense. Again, Hagen is a silver driver, and right now, Hook's concern is converting this this glorious opportunity to basically take a stranglehold on the championship and take it back home with him, as he runs in 8th place and 1st in the bronze category. Not sure what happened there. I got a yellow flag warning. Anyways, side-by-side action between Stone and Quesadilla for 2nd place. Although it is a very distant 2nd place, to be sure. Cedric Muir is now up in this battle as well in the red Ferrari. And behind them, that is a lapped car, so of no consequence to this battle. Muir is now going forward against Stone. And he's going to get the job done through Villeneuve. That is brave action. And Stone is not happy about something. He gives a flash of the headlights. But for now, your spot on the podium has been taken by Cedric Muir. El Perry and Matt Gale still really close together. Still battling for that role of number 2 in the Nissan camp. Gale's had an interesting day. It's been a rough one. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there is some stewarding presence from Matt Gale. Haven't seen anything like horrible. I'm not saying, not calling him a dirty driver, not even calling him a bad driver. Just there has been some rubbing. There has been some rubbing his racing. Perry looking down the inside into Alta, but doesn't really commit. Mirror on the tail of Quesadillas with Stone in behind. Aaron Shergill in the distance is the 5th place car, but he's not really involved in this fight. Drive-through penalty for Thomas Hagen. That is going to cost him big. No top 10 today for the Nubs Racing Mustang. Had a phenomenal race going. It was a heck of a thing. But a mistake through Tamburello, and now a drive-through penalty. It will drop Hagen down the order considerably. Should rejoin in 15th, I think. Marud will get through. Oh, no. Rejoins ahead of Marud. There's Marud. Just ahead. Oh, Marud will take it. Oh, no! Oh, Thomas. You had to know that was lost. Needless contact. Needless. Marud ends up paying the price. Loses out to Wiedemann and Kramaric. Still 2nd place in the bronze. I guess no harm in that regard, but that was not good. Cedric Muir on the attack. He wants 2nd place. By the way, he's got fastest lap down. Miles Stone looking for the move as well. Muir is just ripping it up ever since the pit stop. The pace he has shown has been phenomenal. And it's going to be 2 for the price of 1. Maybe for Miles Stone. Nope. All right. Quesadilla shuffles to the back of this fight. Should be mentioned, he is the slowest, I think, by any metric of these three. He has not really had podium pace. He's just had podium poise and consistency. Muir getting away a little bit. We'll see if he can make that. A thing. Sean Young has been caught and passed by Dominic Edmonds in the Mustang. 196 in its return, having a solid run. 11th place, 9th amongst the silvers. Actually, 8th. By the way, I still can't get over the fact that we have 2 iron cars, Brandon Harvey and Rod Morley, in the top 10. Gentlemen, massive round of applause. Phenomenal job. We're used to seeing a bronze driver up there. We're used to see somebody having the Dennis Hook day. But we have no... Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! Oh, sweet Jesus! Oh, no! Oh, no! Ron Morley claims both the Nissans. The Nissan cheering section is alive with anger. El Perry's off and out of the race. Or at least returning pits. No. 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 Not the Nissans. Not the Nissans. Oh. Let's get a 30-second replay. Let's see if we can apportion blame. I'm gonna need the full minute. I'm gonna need the full minute. From that, it looks like Gale's fault. From that, it looks like the 508's fault. But I'm not in any way telling the stewards what they have to do. Ron Morley giving him the shove too. Jesus. And he's not happy about it. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna lose the minute replay at this point. But Matt Gale is super angry right now. Holy moly. Ron Morley giving him the business. And he takes out El Perry. So John Spriggs will be our race winner, lapping Thomas Hagen there. Cedric Muir, second place. Milestone, third. Quesadillas hasn't given up on the podium yet. Matt Gale and Ron Morley. This could heat up. This could heat up. Ron Morley gave Matt Gale the shoulder through the start-finish straight. Ron Morley gave him the hip check. I'm Canadian. I appreciate a good hip check. Don't get me wrong. But holy moly. That was a bit much. As Gale goes for the overtake, and he'll probably get it here for 8th place. In the background are Sean Young, who's gotten back past Dominic Edmonds. So Young fighting back. Sees an opportunity to maybe get second place here from Morley in the iron category. And we will have one more lap. Side by side into Tamburello. Gale's out of gas, I think. Matt Gale pulls off the... What is going on here? Matt, the checkered flag is not out, Matt. The checkered flag is not out. John Spriggs is just about to check the checkered flag. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Milestone also losing 3rd place to Quesadillas here near the end. Oh my lord, the finish here. The finish here is insane. Spriggs is our winner. We've got that. Cedric Muir is by all means going to come in 2nd place. And joining them on the podium is either going to be Alfredo Quesadillas or Milestone in the Nissan. Everything about the Nissan final lap here has been an absolute mess. He goes off the track there trying to make an overtake happen. He's got Ravassa left. Can he get this job done? Can he do it? Inside line maybe? No. Quesadillas holds on. And it's gonna be Alfredo Quesadillas on the podium. Milestone in fourth place. Aaron Shergill in fifth. Brandon Harvey, a phenomenal run for the Iron Driver, sixth place and a race victory in that category. Did he get fastest lap? He did not. Sean Young got it. Dennis Hook is your winner in the bronze category. Sean Young coming home in 8th place. He did take it for Ron Morley. Give me a replay. How did it happen? It had already... okay. Morley's off the track. That's why Morley's dropping like a stone. Young gets him. Edmonds gets him. Gottschalk gets him. Gale gets him. And Ron Morley... Whoa. Ron Morley had a rough ending there. Looks like he's run out of gas, baby. But he is across the finish line. He does... no! It does not showing checkered flag. It's not showing checkered flag. Ron Morley might be out of gas. I think he's still going to get 12th place. As a result. There's just nobody else to catch him. Thomas Hagen's a lap down. And has been shown the checkered flag, as has Wiedemann and everyone else. So Morley will still get 12th, I think. But people are leaving, so let me quickly make note of the fastest laps. That way I can at least have a thought here. So Sean Young getting the full bonus today, pole and fastest lap. It was Hook and it was Cedric Mirror. All right. Okay, let me quickly check to see if anybody is ready for an interview. Do I have anybody in the studio? I do not. No one in the studio so far. So we can take a moment here. We can pull up the replay, and I can hopefully give you guys a quick calculation of the championship. An insane ending to that race. Absolutely insane. Let us work out the standings here as quickly as we can before somebody comes in for interview process. Oop, that's not what I want to do. I want to go to my gallery. I want to go to... crap. Oh, hang on. Autosave. Autosave. Thank you. Autosave is here. Autosave saving the day. Doing its thing. Okay. So... want the ending results here if I can get them, if you please. Okay. That's not the end. Morley hasn't dropped yet. I wonder if he thought he was done. No, I think he's out of gas. Try to wiggle it. Good day, Dennis Hook. As per usual, please stick up your hand if you want to talk. I'm just trying to work out the final results here off the replay and give a quick championship rundown. But it is your time to fly. Also, if you can't hear me, let me know. Which it sounds like obviously a fantastic idea. All right, we're inviting Dennis to speak. With me in the booth, it is Dennis Hook, the man who came in with the victory here today in the bronze category. Although I cannot hear him. Dennis, can you say something?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you're just like a little bit quiet.
A little quiet.
Okay, I've turned you up, and hopefully that's coming through. Can you give me a little sound test, please?
Check.
Okay, it is not coming through on the stream. One moment. This is the beauty of like doing your first stream all over again. It's always fun. There's my problem. I think I see. I seize the problem.
fixed the
There we go.
problem.
I have fixed the problem. I have seen the problem. I knows the truth, and we are good to go.
We're good. Check.
Yep. Unless
All right,
unless chat wants to tell me otherwise.
What does chat say?
Chat. Okay. We have confirmation from Anastasia that you can be heard. Okay. So,
Perfect.
Dennis, tell us about your race.
Where do I even start? Roller coaster. Let's start off with that. Qualifying wasn't the best. I definitely could have done way better. Still qualified P3. Start was okay-ish. Until the moment, like a few laps in, where I outbraked myself, went onto the grass in turn 1, and then spun, which wasn't ideal. But then, just starting from that, I just went on a massive recovery race. Eventually clawed back up to, like, I don't know, let's say P15 or something after that spin, which put me like P20. Had a big fight with some silver drivers, and also had an incident with one of them, which I will not name his name because we don't know who's to blame for it as of right now.
Will not. You will in very undriver-like fashion not bellyache about the incident.
I'm gonna keep it quiet for now, because I've got my opinion, but I don't know about the other party's opinion, so I don't want to start any rumors. But yeah, that little incident also spun me, which put me down even further. So I was pretty furious at that point. But not any damage really, like just 1 second of damage. So I just kept on going. Went a bit longer than usual. Went past the 30-minute mark, and I think I pitted like in the 20-minute mark ish. Then when I came out, I was in the top 10 overall and P1 in bronze, which I don't understand how I got there, to be honest.
Well, Robert Volt got
focused.
the black flag, and I think that was the key to your success here today.
How did that happen?
He got the black flag. We had 2 disqualifications, presumably for pit lane infringement.
And what happened to Oral Jaw, number 296?
Oral Jaw got into an incident very early in the race, and I think had a pit stop that lasted like 3 laps.
Okay.
Oral was. I can comment that Oral was not a factor the whole race.
Wow. Okay. Well, in that sense, then okay. Yeah, now I get how I got P1, which realistically I shouldn't have because of my 2 incidents. But hey, I'm taking it. Like, I'm so stoked.
I think the bronze category was. Oral's in the chat actually. Lost internet for 5 minutes. There you go. Yeah, 3-lap pit stop, basically.
Oof. Yeah, that sucks.
It was not a clean day for the bronze category as a whole. I think almost everybody in the bronze category, except maybe Chris Dancer, shout out to Chris, had a rough time.
Oof. Not the brightest.
This was definitely a day for the iron category to shine, and also not have a great time at the same time.
Yeah, fair. I don't know if my calculations are right or wrong, so I don't want to start anything here. But I believe that with this victory, I think that may or may not seal the bronze championship. But we'll have to see because I'm not sure.
You have 1 race left, correct? Am I wrong on that?
There's 1 race left, and that's Barcelona.
Yeah, you came in today here with the lead. Robert Volt comes away with 0 points. Professional Hater comes away with 0 points. The title is yours. That's it's about
Let's go!
It's about as easy as math gets, honestly. It's just,
you never know until you see the actual result.
These are preliminary results, but assuming nothing changes, you were in the lead coming in. We did not have Hater here today, and we had Robert Volt score 0. So, yeah. I don't think that there is a mathematical chance, because second place by my calculations is now Adrian Marood, who is 21 points behind you and has a drop score to consider, which you do not.
Oh, well.
Okay.
I'm
Although,
lucky then.
in fairness, his drop score is only 1 point, so it's not too different.
Okay. Yeah, fair. Well, I can't be much happier with that then. With that kind of news, I'm gonna go to bed tonight extremely happy.
I think we have 2 champions crowned today. I'll have to do some math on the Iron one. The Iron Championship may go down to Barcelona, but I think Silver and Bronze are sealed and delivered.
Sweet. Well,
Oral gets 4th pull in a row. I was commenting on that, Oral. Your qualifying pace is magnificent. You just need to turn that into like results.
There's a reason I was afraid of him, because he could have theoretically, mathematically, like challenged me to the last race if my race went even worse than it did.
No, I think Oral is going to be in a fight for second place in the championship with Adrian, Robert, and the Hater. Come down to the end of it, but the championship, I believe, is yours. It is not my authority to say it is yours. But
neither is mine.
I am an accountant, and I am not seeing how the numbers equal not happening.
you know numbers. Well,
I don't know much, but I know math.
I'm gonna wish the other guys good luck then for P2. If my championship like stands and all of that, then I wish them good luck for P2. And I've got nothing else to say. I'm gonna celebrate.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add before I invite Dominic Edmonds to the stage?
No, sir. Thank you very much for commentating. Thank everyone for watching, and thank everyone that I've raced against. It was a lot of fun.
All right, Dominic, you have your hand up. If you, by the way, anyone else, if you'd like to speak, you do have to put your hand up. I do not have the privilege to actually drag people onto the stage. It has to be a voluntary thing. Dominic, your debut, at least as far as my association with this this production is. How are you feeling about yourself?
So obviously the year off that I took didn't help my pace at all, as you saw from my qualifying. I started racing with an Audi and I made the switch to Mustang, so learning a new car on a track that I really am not used to. It took a lot getting used to, and I was really just trying to find my groove that entire race. So I was playing it safe, playing it smart. Even the guys that were lower divisions than me, I was letting them go. I wasn't going to cause anything, and I was kind of just waiting to make my move when I could. So I was just trying to play it safe, really.
I mean, sometimes that's how you handle it, and I do believe, if I could do some quick maths here, you picked up a 6th place in the silver category, 9th place overall. Fairly decent result, I would think, on a return. But I guess I have no idea what your expectations and previous results were.
My expectations were to at least finish the race. Considering where I ended up, I'd say that was exceeding my expectations for sure. I mean, considering where I qualified to where I ended up, I'm very pleased with that. And just moving forward onto Barcelona, it's just a matter of looking forward to the next race.
I see. Anything else you'd like to talk about the race? Great moments. I don't know. Unfortunately, we didn't see a ton of you.
Right.
We were watching in your vicinity, but always kind of like in that pack that went from about 3rd place to 18th place, which was phenomenal. It was always kind of like somebody else was the one demanding the camera attention.
Right. Yeah. No, I was pretty much in the background watching all the fun battles happen, and realistically, I was just kind of waiting for someone to make a mistake in the battles, and it does inevitably happen at times. So I would always be kind of like sniffing for that to happen, and the minute they make a mistake, go off and have a send, then that's me. That's me taking a place, and that's me taking advantage of their mistake. I mean, I did pick up a little bit of damage on going into T1, but it was negligible. It really didn't affect me for the rest of the race at all.
Well, that's good.
So, but I do appreciate you having me, and it does feel good to be back. It's just a matter of getting back into pace and getting back up to speed.
Let's see here. So you scored 8 points today. That'll put you in the L. Perry, Oscar Altenberg, Nelson Ambrazosa, Samuel Jardine battle, Kevin Shepard battle heading into the final round at Barcelona.
Definitely looking forward to it, man.
As I am updating my little rough maths spreadsheet so I can keep ideas here. But I said the Silver Championship was over. It looks like I spoke too soon. It will go down to Barcelona. John Spriggs holds the lead coming in, but Miles Stone and Aaron Shergill are still alive. There is a chance for O Canada to be played at the top of the hour.
I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out, man. Again, thanks again for having me, and I appreciate it.
No problem. Iron winner Brandon Harvey is the next one with the hand up. My pick to win the Iron Championship has let me down so far, but how do you feel about today's race? A phenomenal run to a 6th place overall and a first in category.
Good evening. Yeah, a very sweaty race. I'm literally sweating buckets right now. But yeah, I'm very happy with the result. I wasn't expecting it because there was a lot of faster iron people than me. I think I might have just got lucky with my pit strategy. I think that played quite a big part because I was 3rd in class before my pit, and then I was 1st because I stayed out a bit later.
Mm-hmm. You hopped Sean Young and Ron Morley.
Yes, yeah, they're very fast guys. So big congrats to them. They're insane. They've got really good pace.
I'll quickly give the stream. Mathematically, here's the top 5 in silver. Preliminary, not official results, but John Springs, 75 points. Miles Stone, 68 points. 66 for Aaron Shergill. 62 for Cedric Muir. And 50 for Richard Oakes. So, yeah, it is a 4-way fight at the season finale at Barcelona with 4 drivers still mathematically within spitting distance of the championship. So, there you go. Richard Oakes' championship hopes ended today. Mostly because he didn't show up. All right, so Brandon, you picked up the W here today. Fantastic pit strategy, kept it relatively clean. I mean, obviously, the fact that we had a battle from like a 15-car train probably helping out. It kept everything quite close together. Thomas Hagen being cork in the bottle and just creating this this multiple variable option that was at play, and that you profited off of in a big way. With a 6th place for Iron. Possibly the best result that Iron Driver has had this season. I could be wrong, but possibly.
I feel like someone might have got higher a couple of races ago. I
Has
might
an
be
Iron
wrong.
gotten a top 5? I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like it. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. Yeah, that train really helps out. I'm surprised it didn't separate quite quick. I was expecting everyone to kind of.
I think you owe Thomas Hagen a Coke for forming a wall at the front of that no one seemed to be able to get through, and
yeah,
and, it worked out for you and a couple other people. Obviously, Dennis, who we just talked to, was another profiter off of that, as well as Dominic Edmonds and also Audrey Gottschalk as well, whose name I swear I'm probably butchering the hell out of, but until I am told otherwise, that is the name. All right. Anything else you would like to add, Brandon?
Yeah, don't think so. I just want to say massive congrats to my teammate John for getting 1st in silver. He done really good. The setup we had today was again really good. Yeah, I think over a team overall, we done really well. A bit of a shame for Adam. He had a couple of issues, but he still kept it on the track. So
Seems like some hardware pedal failures based on the chat.
Yeah. Yes, that seemed like it.
I would like to say I called that live without assistance from chat. There you go. Boom. All right. Ron Morley. I will invite you to the stage here momentarily. Right. There we go. There we go. Ron Morley, welcome to the stage. Were you Ron Stop Action when I started doing this commentary, or was that a different Ron?
No, that was me.
Okay.
That was me.
I thought so.
I came in from the Xbox world.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I
So
believe I
I
made
just
fun of
used
the
that.
name a couple of times, but the
That's
Ron
okay.
Morley is more applicable.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's been a nickname of mine since I was 17.
I feel like a lot of Rons get that nickname.
I think so.
You had a definitely interesting day, an incredibly solid result. Did it end up as a 12th place? Did you run out of gas at the end? That was the theory.
Yes, I ran out of fuel.
Ah.
And I was in the pit contemplating that 1 extra liter, and I didn't put it in.
We've all been there. We've all been there at some point.
Yeah.
Well, okay, some of us aren't. There are some that just are really, really cautious about their fuel, and they're never there. But but most of us have been there. Outside of running out of gas here, it would have been a top 10 for yourself. Would have been.
Yeah.
I actually think your iron result didn't really get impacted by that a lot, right? Were you behind Sean? No, you were ahead of Sean Young, so you would have gotten second. Instead, you got third in class. Tell us about your day.
Oh, the beginning of it was awesome. I missed the pile up in turn 1, so I feel like that helped me a lot. Then I just kind of like kept my head down, grinded. Got to my pit stop, and then that's where all the kind of action happened, in my opinion, where I kept coming out, dealing with people. Guys kept getting real close. I kept getting kind of in my head about it and falling behind, and then I started doing some bumper cars at the end with a couple of guys, and
we did see that.
Ran out of fuel. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who that was. It was a Nissan I had been fighting with the whole time.
That was Matt Gale.
Blast. Matt Gale and the other guy were so much fun to race around. Oh my goodness.
Just putting together a quick Iron Trophy standings here because I think it's probably the most interesting championship we have left. Well, you know what? The Silver Championship is still pretty interesting. Let's see here. Nathan Gray, who's after him? That would be the newcomer Joubert. But feel free to tell the chat more about your race.
Well, no, it was just I think everybody kind of had the same idea about it. It was a lot of fun. Chat seemed like everybody had a good time at the end. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
I think we all usually have that. Don't worry.
I mean, it just seems like like last race, everybody at the end of the race in voice chat seemed very like they were grumbling a lot. This one was a lot of positive. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like, I don't know.
I think it's because everybody was kind of in a battle. Like the field today did not have a lot of separation to speak of, which I think is a big deal. So I've given the update on the bronze and silver championships. I got, I think, a preliminary iron workup here. Matthias Wiedemann still leads the championship with 84 points. That gives him a 15-point lead, but he is in a bad spot where he has a drop score of actual points. And a lot of people don't. So he is dropping, as it stands, 6 points from Red Bull Ring, which would bring him down to 78 points, and that would create a 9-point gap back to Brandon Harvey, today's winner, and who we just spoke to. So it is a 2-horse race. It's Wiedemann versus Harvey heading into Barcelona. Sean Young in third, Ron Morley, you are in fourth place. Followed by Felix Kramrich, followed by Andreas Hansen, Nathan Gray, Max Cruz, Lou Wez, and Tobias Wagner.
Nice.
So we will have a new Iron Champion. We will not have a repeat. We will have new champions in all 3 categories. That's pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
We were guaranteed to have one in silver, in fairness, but Iron and Bronze will also declare new champs. All right. Well, if that is all run, I'm going to invite John Spriggs to the mic here. John Moly Spriggs, Silver Championship leader, the man who was not supposed to be silver, to my absolute horror. What do you have to say for yourself?
Welcome back, and thank you very much. Brilliant race. Like with Jaeger, like I thought it was going to be a battle all the way to the end until I messed up my pit stop. I forgot to turn the engine on. Well, the what's it called, the ignition switch. I'm really bad at pit stops, so as I went to pull away, the car obviously wasn't moving, so it took me 5 or 6 seconds. I'm not sure. It took me a long time to figure out how to turn the engine
I'm going to give you an ACC tip here. On my rig, there is a big yellow arrow that points to my ignition button and says, press this after pit stop.
Yeah, I'm in VR though, so that wouldn't help much. I still wouldn't see it.
Well, I'm not in VR, so that works for me.
But yeah, it's a shame whatever happened to Jaeger, because we could have had a really good race to the end. Well, I lost the position to him after my stupid pit stop, but if I didn't mess that up, we probably could have had a really, really good race. I'm guessing he jumped the pits or something.
He picked up a black flag while he was in the pits, so I'm imagining it's got to be a excessive speed. And I believe he put in the chat. Hang on. There he is. All right here. So he's used to the Ferrari and usually can just smack down the gears, but apparently the McLaren does not have the same downshift mechanic. So my guess, it's a guess because he didn't put it officially in there, is he was in second gear in the pit stop, and that means that his pit lane speed limiter did not actually engage. So
oh no! So he made a worse mistake than me.
Blasted through.
Oh no! That's a shame.
So he picked up a black flag. Robert Volt picked up a black flag, possibly for the same thing, and that made the respective silver and bronze winners kind of academic because no one else was really battling with you, and no one else was really battling with Dennis Hook.
Yeah, I love Imola. I like this track a lot, so I was hoping to do pretty well here.
I mean, it's a mixed emotions track. It's of course,
yeah, definitely.
Of course, early in my F1 days, 1994. Enough said. But also, it's greatly amusing to me because I played the old school EA Sports when they first got the Formula One license, and none of the AI could do Variante Bassa properly.
What do you mean? They just drive off the track?
They would just drive off the track. You just end up with a pileup. Like I'd be driving
great.
through on like lap 15 and being like, da, 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 da. Why is there like 8 cars at the side of the road there?
That's good simulation. It's being realistic.
No, it totally wasn't. Because the first time I raced there, number one, I won the race in a minority. But number two, Pedro Diniz somehow was one of the cars that survived Variante Bassa. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Pedro Diniz would be in the grass.
Yeah, no, I really like the track because it can bite you, and like the chicanes and stuff. Like if you hit it wrong or turn the wheel a bit as you're going over it, it just sort of flings you off. It's a good track.
Tamburello, Villeneuve, Alta, Aqua Minerale. These are all exceptionally hard to get right turns. And even deceptively so, because I know like Ravassa, which is one of the easier turns on this track, is one that I routinely am like, yeah, lost a tenth there.
Man, you know all the names off by heart, bloody hell.
No, I assure you, I looked at a track map after chat was making fun of me for getting 2 of the turns wrong. So, you know. I got most of them right. Chat will back me up on this one. You can go watch the stream. I did a track map. I got them mostly right. I knew Tamburello. I knew Villeneuve. I knew Piratella, Aqua Minerale. I got 2.5 wrong. I said Rosa for some reason for Tosa, so I got 1 letter wrong. And I didn't remember Ravazza or Variante Alta. So, there you go.
Oh, well done, though. Oh, that's brilliant. Is everything okay with your PC now? Everything all good?
Yeah, yep. No idea what the heck happened. Reset the whole thing, fix the problem. Everything is back up and running. I think there are probably some things I still have to install. I will probably be looking at ways to optimize the streaming process because I did notice there were some stutter in the video today. Apologies to the Twitch chat or to the YouTube chat. That was not there before, so I think my OBS is utilizing more CPU than GPU than it's supposed to. So probably I need to change the encoding mode to be more weighted to the G than the C, basically.
Yeah, I get you. I wonder if you could use something like core parking, use something like Project Lasso to like just give it dedicated cores so no other processes mess with it.
Yeah, I could do that, but I think at this point it was like all cores were somewhat maxed out at points was all that it was. So,
Really? Okay, fuck.
yeah, I think it was it just came down to I've got the encoding too much on the CPU, and obviously I lost all my OBS settings when I reset the computer, obviously. So we're working a little bit from scratch.
Yeah, I feel your pain. I just reinstalled Windows last weekend. Yeah. Well done, though.
So, otherwise, it looks good. I have upload that is no longer 2 megabytes. That is appreciated. And, yeah, I think, I don't know, chat, if anybody is still in the chat, how was the stream? Good? Or is there things that we need to adjudicate further? I'm probably going to do it either way because, like I said, I saw some stutters. They shouldn't be there. And I also saw on the system monitor that I was like at 100% CPU usage for a couple of moments there. So, obviously, I need to clear up a little bit of headroom.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably play with the OBS settings a little bit. If it doesn't resolve itself, something I could do is not be in Discord during the race and just pop into the stage after the race is over to handle the interview process. Because that does take up, like, with Discord open, we are talking about like maybe like 10% CPU usage. So obviously that would be a possibility. And
if you're at 100%,
I'm not talking to anybody in Discord during the race, so that would be a big thing.
What's it called mode on Discord, I think. Was it a hardware acceleration mode?
There's also streamer mode, which can limit the CPU as well.
Okay, so you know.
There are options. Right. Hopefully I'll have that gone anyway, for next time. Good luck at Barcelona, John. Good luck for your championship hopes. I'll probably have all kinds of mathematical permutations for how you win the championship figured out by then, but we'll see.
You never know. Like, anything can happen. Like, I had a bad one at Bathurst. I didn't do that well at Suzuka, so we'll see. Like,
well, I think everybody has had a rough one at some point. I mean, Miles had a 0 at Nürburgring, so that's obviously a big help. And then Aaron Shergill had a really rough Zolder, so there you go. So I'd say all 3 of you have had, all 4 of you, I guess, including Cedric, have had your problems. Probably Cedric has had the most bad luck, but otherwise,
I think it'll be a good battle for the last race. It could go either way, so it's good. Yeah, it's never fun just racing on your own. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Better than last season when the championship was kind of done at this point. And well, actually it's the inverse of last season, because last season we headed into Barcelona having already crowned the silver and bronze silver and iron champions, and bronze was still up for grabs. This season we're going in with the bronze title already more or less sewn up, pending official confirmation of results, as Dennis Hook. But the iron and the silver titles are still up for grabs. So there we go. It's an inversion.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Well, I'll see you next week. Thank you very much for tonight.
Next week, John. All right. We don't have anybody else in the Discord that seems to want to speak. I've got Dominic and Brandon still in here, but they already had their moments. So on that note, where's my OBS? Thank you for joining me, chat. Happy to be back. Pleased to be returning after some technical difficulties. Kept me away from the Red Bull Ring, which I am disappointed with because Centric Mirror won there, and I would have loved to cover that. But yeah, this brings to an end the festivities here from Imola. We'll head to Barcelona, and the titles will be officially decided. Also, my headset is saying low battery, so that is a sign. Thank you for stopping in, and join me next